Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. Which Union Ministry launched Swachhta Abhiyan mobile application to geotag insanitary latrines and manual scavengers? So, this is an initiative by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So, the name of mobile application is Swachhta Abhiyan. The objective is geotagging. Now, what exactly is geotagging? It is tagging of geographical location. What does that mean? It means suppose there is a petrol pump. So, on digital map, it will show you that there is a petrol pump here. So, this is one simplest example of geotagging. So, to geotag such insanitary latrines and manual scavengers, this application has been launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Present minister is Thawar Chand Gehlot. What is the name of online learning platform for ITIs? ITI stands for Industrial Training Institutes. So, what is the name of online learning platform for ITIs which was launched by Skill Development Ministry? So, it has been launched by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, that is MSDE. Now, the name of this initiative is Bharat Skills. It has been launched by DGT, that is Directorate General of Training, and this DGT is under MSDE. For this purpose, DGT has collaborated with Microsoft and with NASSCOM. So, the name of platform is Bharat Skills. It has been launched by the Skill Development Ministry, and it is an initiative for the skill development of students and teachers of ITI, that is Industrial Training Institutes. The Brahmaputra Amantran Abhiyan, which was seen in news recently, is to be launched in which states? So, it is related to Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Recently, Union Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju flagged off this Brahmaputra Amantran Abhiyan, and it is a river rafting expedition, and this has been launched in Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. And this initiative has been launched by Ministry of Jal Shakti in association with NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force. So, what is the objective of this river expedition? Objective is to sensitize people about river Brahmaputra. So, to make people aware about the importance of Brahmaputra, this is an initiative which has been launched in Arunachal Pradesh and in Assam. Now, please note that this river Brahmaputra enters in India through Arunachal Pradesh, and then it flows through Assam before entering in the Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, this river Brahmaputra merges with Ganga river, and then it drains into BOB, that is Bay of Bengal. India's first hot air balloon wildlife safari has been launched in which state? So, it has been launched in Madhya Pradesh. So, first thing first, it is India's first hot air balloon wildlife safari. It has been launched in Madhya Pradesh, and it has been launched in Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. Now, what is the meaning of this hot air balloon? So, the air inside this balloon is heated, and because of that, it becomes light, and then it will lift. Now, recently, Madhya Pradesh was also in news because of its decision to set up cow cabinet. The state was also in news because of Panna Tiger Reserve, as it has been included in the list of UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. State was also in news because of Gandagi Bharat Chodo campaign. Which Indian player has been appointed as the chief selector of national men's cricket team? So, Chetan Sharma has been appointed as the chief selector of national men's cricket team. Now, recently CAC, that is Cricket Advisory Committee, also selected 2 more members to this selection committee, and CAC will review the candidates and make recommendations to BCCI. The present president of BCCI is Saurabh Ganguly. Now, recently, one more event related to cricket was in news. Actually, there is a cricket ground in Delhi, and it is Firoz Shah Kotla ground. Now, recently, a statue of former finance minister Arun Jaitley was inaugurated, and in a response to this action, the former cricketer Bishan Singh Bedi decided to quit his DDCA membership. Now, what is DDCA? It is Delhi and District Cricket Association. As per the Transport Ministry, a multimodal logistic park is set to be constructed in which Northeast region by 2022. So it will be set up in Silchar, and Silchar is in Assam, and it will be constructed on the Silchar-Saurashtra highway. Now, this was recently announced by Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari. Now, in this context, there is one important fact. Recently, the foundation stone for India's first multimodal logistic park was set up at Jogighopa in Assam. That means the multimodal logistic park at Jogighopa is India's first multimodal logistic park, and this is in Assam. Pradhan portal, which was in news, is associated with which organization? So, it is related to ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization. What is ISRO? It is Indian Space Research Organization, and recently it was in news because of this Pradhan portal. So, recently ISRO released the first set of data from Chandrayaan-2 mission. So, this was India's mission for Moon, and recently the data related to this mission was released for general public, and this data has been released through this Pradhan portal, and this Pradhan portal is hosted by ISSDC, that is Indian Space Science Data Center. So this is the center of ISRO. Recently ISRO was also in news because of Netra. Now what is this Netra? Netra is SSA, that is Space Situational Awareness Center, and it has been set up at the campus of ISTRAC, and this institute is in Bengaluru, and even this institute is related to ISRO. Nation state law, which was seen in news recently, is associated with which country? So it is related to Israel. 2 years ago, Israel passed this nation state law. Now why it was in news recently? Because recently it was challenged in Supreme Court. A petition has been filed in the Apex Court of Israel, and the petitioner asked that this law should be declared as unconstitutional because it is discriminatory. Now recently Israel was also in news as it formalized ties with Bhutan. Recently Bhutan was in news as Bangladesh signed its first PTA, that is Preferential Trade Agreement with Bhutan. In fact, Bhutan was the first country to recognize Bangladesh. Which Indian state has recently launched Fasal Rahat Yojana and Pashudhan Yojana? So this is an initiative by Jharkhand government. Jharkhand government also decided to waive all the agricultural and farm loans up to Rupee 50,000. Plus, the state also announced Fasal Rahat Yojana. So this is a scheme to provide relief to the farmers for crop loss. The state also announced Pashudhan Yojana. So this is an initiative to support the farmers who are involved in the cattle farming. The state of Jharkhand was also in news because of Sohrai Khowar. Answer in comment box, what is Sohrai Khowar? Recently it was in news because Jharkhand got GI tag for this. What is GI? It is geographical indication. So these were the most important questions. Now test, and then we are going to cover news events. So first question is, which Indian state has announced 10,000 crore worth development projects to be completed in 100 days? Second question is, India has appealed against the International Arbitration Court's ruling in favor of which telecom company? Third question is, what is the name of portal which was launched for booking government holiday homes and event venues? Recently, this portal was launched by Hardeep Singh Puri, and it is related to Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Next is, the BSF is to collaborate with which country to prevent smuggling? Now this is tricky question. Even if you do not know about this event, you can answer it because BSF provides security to our borders with 2 countries. Next question is, the birth anniversary of which Indian leader is observed as Good Governance Day? Next is, the Jal Jeevan Mission and DPIIT have launched an innovation challenge to develop which product? Next question is, India's first lithium refinery is to be set up in which Indian state? Next question is, the Indian Institute of Skills in Mumbai has been established in partnership with which company? Next is, which department has launched a new initiative called Jhatpat Processing? Next question is, which organization has released a list of global health issues to be dealt with in 2021? And last question is, as per the Center for Economics and Business Research, India will be the 3rd largest economy in which year? So this was the test. Please try to answer these questions and try to write your score in the comment box. Now one more thing, few students requested that we should discuss the answers as well. So these questions are framed from the previous videos. Please make sure that you revise those current affairs of previous days. Now let's cover the news events. And one more thing, please try to revise these news events as most of the questions are framed from these events itself. Okay, first question is export ban on onions. So recently, central government removed the ban on the export of all kind of onions. Second is ICC Awards of the Decade. So recently ICC announced these awards. Now there is a long list. So I will put this list on Telegram channel. Just go through it before exam. Now let me discuss only most important one. So first is ICC Spirit of Cricket Award. So for this decade, MSD, that is Mahendra Singh Dhoni, was selected for this award. For Sir Garfield Sobers Award, present Indian captain Virat Kohli has been selected. For ODI also, that is one day international matches, he has been selected. For T20 cricketer of the decade, Rashid Khan has been selected, and for Test player of the decade in male category, Steve Smith has been selected. So this was for male category, except this one. This one was overall selection. In female category, ODI cricketer of the year is Alice Parry. She is from Australia. Now she was the ODI cricketer of the decade, she was the T20 cricketer of the decade, plus she was the ICC female cricketer of the decade for Rachel Heyhoe Flint Award. Next is regular supplier status. So recently Jindal Steel Power Limited got the status of regular supplier from Indian Railways, and it is the first private company to get this status. So it is first private company. Next is history of Sikh gurus. So now Uttar Pradesh government has decided to include the history of Sikh gurus in the school syllabus. Next is Bhasan Char Island. So this is related to Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is shifting Rohingyas on this island. Now this is quite controversial, as environment activists are saying that this island is prone to flood. Next is Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation. So recently MOH UA, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, announced annual awards for excellence in urban areas. That means the awards were announced for the best performing civic body, and for this Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation was selected as the best performing civic body. Next is INS Sindhuvir submarine. So recently India handed over this submarine to Myanmar, and this is the first submarine of Myanmar, and this submarine has been refurbished by HSL, that is Hindustan Shipyard Limited, and this HSL is based in Visakhapatnam. Next is Adopt a Heritage Project. So under this project, different heritage spots are adopted. So under this project, different heritage sites are adopted for the proper maintenance and to ensure that all the basic facilities are provided. So recently, Tourism Affairs Minister attended a review meeting for this project. So it is related to MOT, that is Ministry of Tourism. Next is International Day of Epidemic Preparedness. So this was on 27th of December, and this was the first International Day of Epidemic Preparedness. Next is Yaogan 33R. So this is a satellite. It is launched by China, and it is remote sensing satellite. Next is Pare Samadhan. So this is an initiative by West Bengal. It is grievance redressal mechanism. Next is Skyros. So this is going to be a joint exercise between India and France. Next is dry run of vaccine. So this is a process to test the preparation of entire process of vaccination. So recently this dry run of vaccine was conducted in 4 states: Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat and Punjab. Last is Delhi Metro. So recently Delhi Metro was in news because Prime Minister flagged off first ever fully automated driverless train service, and this was launched on the Magenta line of Delhi Metro. So that was all for the day. Thank you.